I could just wake up and it not be true, but it is. Oh, it is.
Guess who's back? Back again. Well, I want to take you through some of these roofing situations or insurance adjusters and let you see where these people stack up or where the insurance company's mindset is on a regular basis. And then maybe that'll help lay all this stuff together that I have going on in my situation. They're completely different. All these situations are alleged. All information surrounding my accident 5/16/2008 is alleged. We are going to be going through some of this stuff here. And what you can see is, I don't know, a common notion or ideology or a business practice. And you can see the common theme throughout some of this stuff. And I'm just going to pick a couple things and we'll kind of go through here. So bear with me.
He's saying that that's nothing.
Sir, can you explain something on this? Like, you just marked and then you said 0 and you can see hail in here and your chalk. You chalked it. There's a dent and you don't see it?
Metal roof is going to have other marks on it besides hail. You don't think tree branches or other stuff are walking?
But that's not a tree branch. I mean, I'm talking about your chalk. So
I don't have to tell you where it came from. If I don't know, I don't know.
So you're just going to put 0 even if you see the dents and you...
Are you recording me?
Yes.
You are?
Yes.
Okay, well, you can't record me.
Why I cannot record you?
Because we're done.
Why I can't record you?
Because you're not allowed to do that.
Says who? Just do.
Listen, if you don't want to make it repaired, then we just need to get somebody that will. We just have to add that one to the claim.
What stopped me from doing is when I came up here and saw the damage there, if we're going to assume that liability that, hey, we damaged shingles here, we damaged shingles there, and the turtle vents that you paid for. So we got 3 areas on the roof now that we're liable for because we damaged it. You saw him here trying to remove one and he broke it. Well, you saw him break one here.
Because we're
Or
not
we
going
need to take this to appraisal. There's that option.
Okay.
All right, you got it.
Sorry, fellas. Well, we could have had this done a long time ago if we just made it repair.
In this video, we're going to keep exposing insurance fraud by insurance adjusters. In just 5-6 years, we went from bad to worse. This is one of the jobs that I was involved in 2016. One of our jobs, insurance adjuster, I believe, is from Liberty Mutual. His superior, his boss is right behind him. They refused to repair the job and pretty much vandalized this property. I'm going to show you in a second, but they're not doing it no more. And they are doing a lot of illegal activities. And I'll show you at the end of the video a different type of clip of how insurance adjusters change their practices because of arrogance like this. Take a look. A little bit of context, they were arguing with us that this roof can be repaired. The roof is black shingles, GF Timberline, I believe, discontinued product, so we could not find the same match. Newer product would be too visible for the patch. Also, they're changed a little bit design, so we did have a bulletin from GF that newer one does not match the old one, and if we cannot repair this roof, they would have to pay for entire replacement. They have, I want to say, 8 to 15 shingles throughout the roof that needs to be replaced. You can see shingles here already, and pretty much their argument was, no, we can repair it. And they, at that time, they were willing to show us how to repair it. So I have my sales rep behind me. I'm filming. His boss is behind him. See what's going to happen. He just ripped that.
We just have to add that one to the claim.
You know the rules. You break when you buy one.
So he said, we're going to just add that to the claim. So he pretty much just ruined one more shingle. It's going to go down there. He went on, and pretty much that's, in my book, is vandalism. If you cannot repair it and you damaging more shingles, what it is, that's not damage to the property. How do you call damage to the property? It's vandalism, and you're already not paying to repair it, right? So think about this. If you have to repair 8 shingles on a roof, to repair this shingle right now, you actually have to go above, to the left and right, remove a bigger area in order to nail that shingle down. So you have to disturb 3-4 shingles to replace 1. That's exactly what happened here. And he's showing us how he would remove it. Obviously he couldn't, and he decided to show us how it could be done. The problem with black roof like this, after 5-6 years, shingles are too dry. They're not pliable anymore. And you can make them pliable with the products like Roof Max, and you can extend the life of your roofing system. But if the shingle has been there for over 10-15 years and you have a couple damaged shingles, now you have to remove them in order to replace them. How do you do it? Well, it's almost impossible task. I don't care how good or skilled you are, it's a hard thing to do. That's why insurance companies are not doing those tests. They're pretty much saying, nope, we're not going to pay for it. We're going to pay for repair. We're not going to pay for replacement, and it can't be done. But these days, they changed their practice. They went from vandalizing roofing jobs because it's impossible to do and they cannot actually show you. I mean, if you are a trained professional, and we're talking about trained professional, if your job is to make an argument that something can be repaired, you should be able to show us how can it be done. While even trained professionals cannot show us, cannot show roofers. So what happened is, they have too many disputes, too many embarrassment moments like that. This is embarrassing. This is, I mean, shame on you, Liberty Mutual, for even trying to attempt to repair not repairable. But the problem became bigger because they changed the practice. And here's another clip that I want to show you what they're doing today. Igor, нашел clip? Here's another viral video from Atlanta, Georgia, from Perimeter Roofing, going all over internet.
So let's agree and let's do this shingle the way it needs to be done. Direct me. Tell me what you want me to do, please.
I've already seen
this man.
So we have a homeowner watching it. We have a roofing contractor showing that this roof is too hard and it's impossible to remove the shingle to repair it because shingles are too dry. They're not pliable. You're going to make more damage than good even if you try to. And this adjuster does what many adjusters do these days, pretty much claiming that he's not an expert. He knows it can be done, but he's not willing to show you how can it be done. I really like how Chad Wilson, during our debate with insurance lawyer Steve Badger, addressed this issue. Take a listen.
If you're right about something, why wouldn't you show the person that you're right about it? If you're going to argue that it's repairable when it's not, and the roof requires a full replacement, why wouldn't you just say, okay, well, insured, contractor, PA, or even if there's an attorney up there for whatever reason, let's go do a repairability test right now and set the record straight. I don't know how many claims we have in the office where there's an 18-year-old roof. For some reason, the insurance companies don't get repairability tests done on 18-year-old roofs in Texas. Why? Probably because they don't want to know what the results are. Plausible deniability.
So what's happening here, no matter what the argument from the contractor is, insurance adjuster pretty much holds his ground and says he's not going to do it.
Has over 100 wind crease shingles on his roof, and you're saying it's repairable. It has graining oil. It's not repairable. Now I'm asking you right now to show me the right way to do the shingle. Direct to me, not by physically doing it. Tell me the way State Farm wants me to do it.
We already did that up there.
You damaged one shingle and you said I damaged one shingle. So we're 1 for 1. Let's do it on this one. Yeah, he wants, yeah, exactly right.
And you can do that on your own accord.
No.
I've seen what I need to see.
You damaged the shingle, so we're going to send that in.
Okay, if you see it that
ready?
way, then that's fine. But again,
Are you ready?
I've seen what I need to see.
Are you ready, Jeff? Look. I'm ready. Okay. So to get this now.
So the adjuster is not willing to do it. So a contractor is doing his absolutely best to attempt to repair it, to attempt to go under, I mean, you can see how careful he is. He's begging for direction. He's begging for him to show how can it be done.
Here's the nail. How do you get that out? You're saying that was too rough with that one. How do you get it out? Like this? I'm asking you.
Again, I'm not a roofer.
But you're making a coverage decision on Jeff's policy. Hold on. Is that the right way?
Again, I'm not a roofer.
Jeff, is that the right way, though? To make a coverage decision, you're an expert on the policy, Jeff.
Yeah, and this has nothing to do with the policy. I'm looking at the pliability of the
Okay, that's what we're trying to complete the repair that y'all paid.
And the policy
Look,
pays
is this the right
for
way to-
accidental direct physical loss to the shingles.
There's a loose sheet right there. Show me the pliability.
It's when, yeah, exactly.
Just laying on the top of the roof.
Again, you can lift the shingles up enough to get the nail out.
No, you can't. We haven't did it yet. Do it. We haven't did it one time. It's all on video, Jeff. Is it? So look.
If you want to win the argument, why don't you show us? You cannot just keep saying it can be done. It's right in front of you. You know, you both are there. You're making a statement. You make a claim. Why not show that it can be done?
again, I think it just comes down to a willingness to actually.
Yeah, so let's do it together. State Farm and do it together to Jester.
If you're not a roofer, then don't tell us that it can be done, because listen to your roofer. Your roofer is an expert. Your roofer is telling you it cannot be done. You're not a roofer, but you're claiming that you know something better than we do.
Said I couldn't do my job correct. Is this the right way?
Well, I'm saying that there needs to be a willingness to do that.
Okay.
We are willing right now.
We are willing to do it.
I get, and I understand that, but again, I'm not.
Jeff, show me.
I'm not out here to guys.
Well, let's do it together.
I'm here to look at the pliability
Jeff.
of the shingles only. That's all I'm here.
Jeff, you came out here and you said the roof's pliable. I'm showing you. So listen, is this the right way to take a nail?
If you watch the entire video, it just goes back and forth, and this is what's happening. The insurance companies are telling you that they're good neighbors, they're always there for you. In reality, the arguments that insurance companies are making on a claim, on a job, in the courtroom are laughable. If you go in front of a jury trial, insurance companies are so laughable that most of the time, in case like this, they're gonna lose. So I highly recommend, if you're in Texas, check out with my friends, Chad Wilson Law Firm. They beat State Farm several times in the recent years, and they settle a lot of claims before even going to court. You need a good lawyer if your insurance company is acting this way, because there's no other way. There's nothing that a roofer can do to make insurance company to act in ethical way. We cannot force them to approve the claim, to buy a roof. We can show them, we can be very reasonable. It can be obvious, from common sense standpoint, but when it comes to the worst case scenario, you will need either public adjuster, engineer, or good lawyer to leverage insurance company, because they did go from bad to worse. And in 2022, Allstate, State Farm denying so many claims that we see a huge spike in third parties in the industry. We see legal firms on the rise, we see public adjusters on the rise, we see engineer firms on the rise, and the reason for that, it's not the greed of the contractors, it's a greed of insurance companies. Insurance companies are the biggest scammers in the game. They are going out of business, not because of the roofers, not because of lawyers, but because of their practices. They're trying to make roofers look really bad. You see a lot of negative publicity in the news. Roofer did this, roofer did that. You don't see a lot of stories based on denials. You don't see stories of them losing in courts, even federal courts, on the bad faith cases. It happens every single day. So consumer beware. Insurance companies lately more likely to be not on your side, dead on your side. Lawyer it up if you need help. If you need a recommendation for a good lawyer, so reach out to myself. I will hook you up with a good attorney or resource in your area. If you're looking for a contractor, I back up my recommendations with a $20,000 guarantee. I promise you, you will not get screwed. Contractor that we recommend will not take your money and run away. We'll do good quality job. And if he doesn't, we're gonna step in and we'll make it right. So we recommend absolutely everyone for your claim, public adjuster, lawyers, and contractors. I'm gonna put all information in comments below. I'll see you guys in the next video.
Hope everybody's enjoying the show. Let's check out the next video.
Only make recommendations.
Well, look, when you issue us some money, even if it's half of what they're asking for, it shows that you tried. And then whenever you try and reuse the tarp, reuse the actual thing with holes in it, and you realize, oh, I made a mistake, I shouldn't have tried and reuse the tarp, I'm an adjuster, I didn't know how that worked, you get back to them within 3 months, faster than 3 months. What's up, guys? Today marks an important day. Here we are, like almost 8 months after the hurricane happened, and we've got a big adjuster appointment. Today, I'm gonna be dealing with an unreasonable insurance company and adjuster. The insurance company's gonna bust our balls. This guy told me to tarp the roof. Now he's going back on his word. I'm gonna hold him accountable to it. In Alabama, it's a one-party state. He does not want me filming him, but I don't give up. Yep, that's right. And you're gonna learn exactly how to deal with one of these people that are toughest negotiators in the world. And see, it's not just him that's the problem, it's the people behind the scenes. This is a very large insurance company, it's a very large insurance claim, and when that happens, the insurance company denies, delays, defers responsibility. So let's go on this plane.
Let's go.
You didn't go down there. All right, so we just had a little warm up here with the engineers, and I told them that the engineers, they work for the insurance companies, and they get paid to say there's no damage, but they have licenses in a code of ethics that says if there is in fact damage, they can lose their license, they get caught falsifying reports, they can be put in jail, and we're attached to some major players that literally have put millions of dollars aside to make sure policyholders are taken care of. And here we are on a job with a couple engineers that are here to be enforcers of the insurance company, and I just let them know, hey, dude, we can come for your license and we can pursue criminal charges. And I got a really rich guy and I'm a part of an organization and that's all we do. So go ahead and Google Hurricane Sandy where engineers have been arrested. Look at the guys in handcuffs and think about that when you get on this roof and try and say there's no wind damage. The reason why they haven't given any money and the reason why you're here is there's a wind-driven rain exclusion on the policy. It says that only a storm-created opening can be covered. You understand? This one's clearly got a storm-created opening. It's completely ripped off. We can't stop the water from coming in, like it keeps coming in. The buildings are still wet. There's all the people. Please come here. Do you know the deductible on this building?
Oh, yeah.
How much?
Which building is this?
What's the deductible on this building?
Which building is this?
Let's get them on this roof.
This is the section of the roof that's completely ripped off. And the biggest problem is, water's still actually, where the roofs came off, water's still coming in, okay? Now, we talked yesterday and you told me, this roof is blown off. What wind-driven rain exclusion would apply to this building?
Around the windows and the doors?
What about the roof that's blown off?
Well, if there's a continuation from here that goes all the way down on all the buildings, sure.
Okay, so the water's still coming in, the roof's still blown
That's
off.
what we're here to do.
No, but I'm asking you a question. You said you didn't pay because there was a $50,000 deductible. Now, 1/4 of the roof, $250,000. 1/4 of the dry-in, $200,000. 1/4 of the build back. Do you see how that's more than $50,000 for this building? Why isn't there money for this building?
So these guys would have to take their wind-driven...
How much time did you spend on this building? How much?
Look at the roof.
No, bro.
Don't bro me.
No, well, listen. This is how we're gonna do it. Do you know? How much time did you spend in this building?
You mean inside?
Yeah.
It's hard to say.
30 minutes?
We looked at...
How much time have you personally spent on this property?
You know, I didn't time it.
An hour?
I didn't time it.
You've been here less than an hour. Would you agree?
No, I wouldn't agree.
How much would you say?
It's hard to say, man.
Huh?
It's hard to say.
Well,
That's irrelevant.
No, it's
What-
not. The
yes,
roof
it
is blown off, and there's
I knew
undisputed amount of
initially
money.
Within the first time that I got here, that we were going to need experts to look.
No, we were here. We showed you the pictures of the roof being blown off.
I know. I've seen it.
And so why didn't you write an estimate for this building alone?
Because it's not up to me. That's why these guys are involved.
So you could
That's
write
their whole
emergency
thing.
services.
I can only write recommendations.
Yeah.
I only give recommendations. That's
So
it.
how could you make a recommendation with spending less than an hour in this building?
That's untrue. That I've spent less than an hour.
How
I
much?
don't
2
really-
hours?
So
Is it
there's
3?
experts involved.
Is it
right?
3 hours that you spent here?
So I'm
These people
not-
still aren't in their homes.
All right. Cool.
I just want to know why you don't have a count for the windows. Because there's some obviously windows that are damaged, right? They're blown out.
Yeah, you're talking about that.
Yeah, why didn't you give an estimate for that? That's a storm created opening, right?
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, where's
we
that?
talked about that.
How long has it been? How long has it been? How long? Since the beginning of the storm?
It's been a little while.
9 months?
I think that's how long it's been, yeah.
Well, luckily today you'll spend more than an hour.
Luckily.
Hopefully we can get this resolved. Get these people back into their homes.
That'd be great. I'd love it.
You know what happened last time we came here to tarp this roof?
The last time we came to tarp it or untarp it?
Untarp.
It didn't happen.
Why?
Because somebody didn't want the liability of pulling it off and having to put it back on, is the way I understood it.
You had a preferred contractor here, right? All right, that's what he said.
Okay.
He said he couldn't reuse the tarp because there's holes in it.
Right, you have to redo it.
You want me to reuse the tarp is what you came here for, right?
Today?
No, the last time you wanted me to reuse the tarp.
I didn't have
How long
opinion.
ago was that?
I didn't have any opinion.
How long ago was that? It's 3 months.
Okay.
Do you know what you told the HOA president, how long it would take for you to get a second inspection?
So
You said 2 weeks.
There's only certain time. There's only certain control of this process that I have.
Okay,
And
but
that's not
either
one of
way,
those things.
either way,
You're
it's
trying
been
to hold me.
it's been 3
for
months.
Stuff that I have absolutely
It's
no
been
control
3
over.
months.
I only make
Do
recommendations.
you recognize?
I don't release anything. I don't make any payments.
Do you realize
I
it's
don't
been 3
release any
months?
funds.
Do you realize it's
They
been
are
3
able
months?
to do whatever they want to do.
Uh-huh.
I only make
Okay,
recommendations.
so you should have
So you're not
recommended.
listening to anything I'm saying.
Listen, the recommendation, if I were you, would be, we've waited 6 months. Okay, we have to get this report back to them on the roof. We cannot wait 3 more months because there's people out of their homes. Did you tell them that?
I think that they're aware that it's a bad situation.
Okay. Well, 3 months went past that day when you tried to reuse the tarp, and here we are. And what are we looking at? What are we looking at?
I'm looking at you.
Well, we're looking at a roof. And why are we looking at it?
Because we need to figure out the context for the claim
What context?
What happened?
What about the pictures I sent you that said, look, okay, get up there. It's about the policy. Guess what? They're still paying on their new policy. You're still collecting money from these people. You know that? That's exactly what it's about. You continue to collect money, but don't pay out. It's about the policy. So that when the eye wall of a hurricane comes on and blows your roof off, you have coverage. That's why. Start over here. This one, we'll start where the big hole is.
He was afraid to be.
I know, dude.
He's hiding. You're not afraid?
Yeah,
Why not?
you don't hide nothing. I mean, every time that you go to do one of those interviews where someone's ripped somebody off, they act the same exact way, don't they? I asked Mr. how many windows that he had as documented as damage. He couldn't even give me a number 9 months later. But you will schedule an appointment 3 months from now, and then maybe 6 weeks from that, I'll get an answer. Tear it off while we're here.
I've been walking this thing for 8 months, trying to keep the place dry, because I know that's what I'm responsible for doing, is keeping it dry, and that ain't easy. And I know that's not your fault that we had a storm, but it is the insurance company's fault, or somebody's, that it hasn't been taken care of in 8 months. I mean, I met you a day or two after the storm. We walked around here with Lee and Ethan and Cagney, and looked at 3 or 4 units that were some of the worst damaged ones. We didn't look at the other 50 that were also messed up, including mine. We didn't go on the roof, and I guess you were here for maybe an hour, hour and a half, and I hadn't seen you again until came back to put that tarp on. I mean, 3 months ago, you came out here with a roofer, and to take the tarp off, examine the roof, and put the old tarp back on. The roofer that you hired wouldn't do that because he said it would ruin his reputation. You said it'd be 2 weeks and you'd be back to do it. 2 weeks. That's been over 3 months ago.
Well, that was my mistake. I should never put time constraints on stuff like this, because I only have control over very small parts of this process. I only make recommendations. I can tell them what I think and what I see, but ultimately it's the carrier's decision to do what they want.
Did you get any response from them? From the carrier when you said 2 weeks and 3 weeks, 3 months has gone by? Was there any response from the carrier as to why? And I get it why you can only make recommendations, totally get it. But was there any response from the carrier in that regard?
Not that I recall. I think that it was a scheduling issue too. I mean, it was getting these guys back, and you know.
Because in some cases, your hands are tied. You can only recommend. But if a carrier, if you're saying the carrier didn't come out, or if something didn't happen, I'm just wondering if they communicated with you as to why 3 months went by before they didn't do anything, or give you any recommendation. Hey, get back out there. Did they communicate with you?
I don't recall specifics on the conversation.
They had already sent the forensic adjusters out here. They know everything that's messed up, other than the roof, but they never did anything about it. We didn't get any money to fix anything. I mean, I got 68 owners here who can't use their home for 8 months, and they've been very patient about it, but they're also very upset about it.
And this is the part where I feel like, how quickly can you get us an estimate for the undisputed amount?
I need one thing from you guys at this point. I need all of this stuff to come off today and tomorrow, so these guys can look at what's on the roof.
Because now, 9 months, now it's a priority that you get what you want.
We're here. No, I don't want anything.
Okay, it's going to come off as fast as possible. I'm getting more people here. It's going to come off as fast as possible.
That was my concern.
And if you have to wait 1 extra day on Memorial Day, you're going to wait 1 extra day on Memorial Day.
I'll stay here till the middle of next week if I need.
Great, that would be best.
You know,
And we really do not appreciate you setting this thing up for Memorial Day weekend, one of the 3 biggest weekends of the year. But I damn sure wasn't going to cancel it, because it could have been another 3 months before you come back.
You just want fixed.
They work for me.
Right. You just want.
I hired them because they can do things that I can't do on my own. Right. I can't hire my own attorney. I can't hire my own adjusters. So I can't fix all this stuff when it gets wet.
Who put the money up to fix it?
And y'all put the money up, and I'd have it. There's no way I could have gotten moisture remediation for $600,000. They wouldn't have done it. So these people work for me, and they're doing a fantastic job.
What do you think has gone wrong on the project? And how do we make it go right?
Get the tarps off and let these guys look at it, and then.
Have these guys not been here?
Well, what do you?
How many windows are damaged? We're here. What are their notes on the windows? They're the same guys.
You know,
He says the same
Those
freaking
guys
guys.
already inspected
They
the
inspected everything. Where are the notes from that inspection 6 months ago?
you know,
What
got
about
it.
what about the emergency services that are for that building?
Huh?
No draw, no documentation.
Like I say, I only make recommendations. Quit pointing at me like I'm making all these
But you didn't
calls
take the
because I'm
time.
not.
You didn't take the time. That's why you feel bad.
I don't feel bad.
You should. There's 68 people outside of their home.
I mean,
Wait. You don't feel bad, meaning what has occurred, or you don't feel like anything that has occurred has gone wrong? Because I feel horrible for what's gone on to these homeowners. It's not my responsibility, but I feel horrible for what has gone through them.
agreed.
But you didn't agree, because what you just said is, I
No,
don't,
he wants me to feel bad about, you know.
but part of it,
But the thing that y'all aren't looking at, y'all have the policy and the wording of the policy does not mean anything to y'all.
Why is that? The hole in the roof where the roof is gone and the people can't move in?
But that
Is it not your responsibility to get them emergency services money in a timely manner? You don't give a shit about the contract either. Because it says in the contract, if emergency services, that you are responsible to get it in a timely fashion. It says you're going to do a proper investigation. Where's that? How about your respect for the policy?
do you feel you did a proper investigation in a timely fashion?
I felt that I knew that I needed from the get-go that there were multiple things going on here, and I was going to have to get multiple experts to come in to assess everything in here as far as building consultants and engineers.
So when you told me to tarp 2/3 of the roof, and then you didn't look at the roof, and you didn't look at the policy,
So there was obvious.
you didn't know about the
There
exclusions.
was, yes, I did. I knew it coming.
Well, then why'd you tell me to tarp 2/3 of the roof?
So there was obvious wind damage.
Okay,
There
great.
were multiple areas where there's obvious wind damage. I mean, on the eastern elevations, there were multiple sections where the roof was peeled up like a tin can. There's not undisputed.
But my question is, do you feel to the homeowners that you fulfilled your obligation of a timely, thorough inspection and response? Can you look him in the eye and and it's okay if you made a mistake. I'm not trying to gig you on that. But do you feel that you gave these homeowners timely response and a thorough investigation, or in hindsight, how do we all, that's it, yes or no, do you feel like you gave him a timely and thorough investigation? Or in hindsight, could have been done differently?
I think there are 100 things that could have been done differently on all corners of this. But,
What do you think could have been done differently, and how do we fix it?
but my hands are tied because I knew in something like this, we're going to have other people's opinions other than just mine and his on what is what.
And that's a wrap for an awesome mission, man. From Naples, Florida, Gulf Shores, Alabama. We compressed.
The insurance company denies, delays, deflects, anything but takes responsibility, it seems. It's sad to see how this stuff turns out. It's exciting to see some of the sides where the people and the contractors have fought back and won, and the lawyers. It makes a big difference if you're not willing to give up and you're willing to hold them accountable, and you keep good track, and you take recording of all their interactions, every single one of them, from the moment an accident happens, or in this case would be storm damage, or let's say somebody runs through your house with a car or hits your property, who knows? You get into an accident of any level or something happens to you, take good notes. It's proper to keep all the files, everything intact, because at some point, if everything goes wrong, like everything gets flipped upside down and it goes very wrong for you, the only thing you'll have left, the documentation that you possess against their, we deleted that. We don't have that. We don't know what you're talking about. Deny, deflect, accept no responsibility. I think there's 3 monkeys out there. It must be the 3 insurance adjusters. Who knows? But as you can see, they're They're tough to deal with. You have to be vigilant. You have to go at them. You cannot give up. You cannot give in. They're looking for you to say, I don't have time. My life is too busy. And in my personal case, I was permanently disabled. So yeah, I guess it become my life. It has been my life. It's nothing else can replace the fact that I'm disabled. So this is, one of the things that I look at. I'm here just cruising through the internet, and you can see how, this is just a small sector of what's going on here. And you can see it's flabbergasting, absurd, maybe, I don't know. But you be the judge. Go look these videos up yourself. Go watch the full videos. I sped them up a little bit because this can get pretty lengthy. I think I beat the horse a little bit here, and I think we all kind of get where the end result was going. We understand what was happening here. It was all about profits. It was about greed. It was a business practice to basically deny claims that were undeniable. I mean, if you look at some of that stuff, some of those claims are undeniable, factual. They had to pay for that stuff. But I'll let you be the judge, and I'll let you have to happen to go through something like this. Hopefully you've seen some of this, or you've listened to me, or you've gotten a good lawyer right away, and gotten your camera out, and gotten your recording laws dialed in for what each and every state and town and village is. Make sure you know what you're doing when you turn your camera or a mic on. Some places require notification, sometimes a beep, a flashing red light, just some sort of notification that you are recording is all it takes in some places. And that's enough. As you notified, as soon as the phone call starts, you go beep. That's it. That's a notification that they are being recorded in some places. So do your research, get a hold of the information, and we all know where this was going. So you have a good night.